someone else. Have you ever seen an Airsoft YouTuber using clickbaity titles and maybe ways of just getting content? Well, today on the show, we've got Random Guy Kev on, and we're going to be talking all about that and a lot more here on Airsoft Radio. Hey everybody, welcome to Airsoft Radio, your weekly Airsoft show discussing all things Airsoft, whether it's the news, opinions, or general discussions. I'm your host, Graham from Airsoft Nation, and with me, as always, are my two co-hosts. You have Jim here from Platoon Stores, and you have, or Platoon Jim even, and you got Sarah, aka Tata Quinn.
Hello.
Tata Quinn, and of course our guest of the evening for episode 10. We've made it. Hello. Episode 10 on the show.
Hello. I'm on episode 10.
That's it. It's Kevin, aka Random Guy Kev. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, should be a good one. Thank you so much for stepping in. Guys, if it is, or ladies and gentlemen, if it is your first time here, welcome to the show where we discuss every Monday at 8 p.m. GMT on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Make sure to subscribe to whatever is your preferred platform of choice there. And don't forget to join in with the comments.
Yes, lots of comments. Lots of people waving to say hi in the comments. And I'll probably respond to them 2 hours after the show's done and dusted, but I know Graham will throw a few up, so if it's a good enough comment, there's one already from getting out of hand already. We haven't even started.
Comments are coming in.
And if you've missed our last couple of shows as well, they're on iTunes. Go to iTunes, listen to them. I just like iTunes. Just make it happen. Shameless plug for Apple there.
Laughing at some of the comments coming in already, which I'm sure I'll bring up, the most popular ones for sure. Today on the show, we have Random Guy Kev, and we've got a mixed bag of topics to talk about. But before we go into that, Kev, for anyone who's not aware, can you give a brief overview as to who you are, how long you've been playing Airsoft, and what you do?
Okay. Hi, my name is Kevin. I go by Random Guy Kev. I've been playing Airsoft. It's going to be 3 years in June. I live in New Jersey, New York area. I play normally in this specific area. Normally at Strike Force South. I do a lot of milsims when I get the chance. I have an event called Airsofting with Friends, which brings the community together in a sense and tries to get new players into the community and try to help grow Airsoft as a whole, because sometimes I feel like it's dying. And people don't have a safe haven. So I feel like, why not just create something and try to get as much support for it and make sure people have fun. That's my whole thing. Just make sure people have fun in Airsoft.
Well, it's fantastic to have you here. Oh, there we go. Jim's in the hot seat just then.
It'd have been funny if you caught me sleeping.
Not again.
So you said sometimes you feel like Airsoft's dying where you are. Like, what sort of numbers do you normally get at a site? Sort of.
If it's an open play, it can range from like 40 to about 70, 60 players. But it's like we don't have events. We don't have any type of events that really happen in the Northeast region or the East Coast in general. Everything is kind of towards the West Coast, like Cali area, Texas, things of that nature. I mean, that's where Airsoft is bigger at. That's where a lot of the companies are. And what I'm trying to do is just bring them over here. Hey, we're alive. We play Airsoft too. So that's my thing.
Cool. It's sometimes difficult to sort of understand what it's like playing Airsoft in the States. And, you know, over here, I mean, you say it feels like it's dying when you get like 40 to 70 guys. I mean, you get 40 guys at some sites over here and it's like, woohoo, it's a great day.
It's more in the sense that people, I mean, open plays are fun, but sometimes you don't even get those numbers. Sometimes it'll be hit or miss every other week, where it's like you may get 10 or 5 people, and I've seen it happen. Because a lot of people are drawn more to events and actually growing. You'll see the same consistent people. I feel like sometimes you should try and bring a friend with you. Try and bring somebody that hasn't played Airsoft before with you. And that's how these businesses stay afloat, because, okay, now they're charging somebody for a rental gun and a rental mask. That makes them an additional income versus just, that paying that entry fee. Yeah.
And do you think, like, if every site had a YouTube channel and a Instagram celebrity at every site, that would help or that would hinder?
I hate Airsoft celebrity. I hate it so much. Graham knows I hate that so much. I'm just a regular person having fun. My thing is, if the site is good, well managed, has a good community, people will come. And I've noticed that a lot, where management doesn't handle the community properly or actually care about the field, like the upkeep, making sure they switch up the field sometime, actually having good refs. I mean, that garners the whole experience. I drive an hour and a half to go play at a field where I have a field that's 30 minutes away and I have another field that's an hour away. That kind of tells you something. Something is wrong somewhere, where I would rather drive an hour and 45 minutes to go to a field.
Well, that, and someone needs to open a site 15 minutes away from your house as well. So,
I mean, a good field. A good field.
So, if anyone's listening in the States and's got some money to throw around,
half an hour from Random Guy Kev, you haven't got a good field.
I mean, my thing is, I hate the MED rule. I hate bang bang. I hate it so much. Just shoot me and keep it moving.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things. And again, like the field, they don't change their layout, and it's a smaller, compact field. My thing is, I started at one of these smaller fields and I was like, this is the best thing ever. Then I got upgraded to another site. Oh my God, this is a lot better than this one. And then I am where I am now. I'm like, okay, I'm never going back to these other places because this one's amazing. So it's like hit or miss.
Yeah, that seems universal though, doesn't it? That, you go to a site and people just have got their same little camping spots where it's the same game, and it's like, oh, we won again. And it's like, yep, this is the same as last week.
Yeah.
It's just not
You're
fun.
blue. You're the home team. Here again.
Red team always wins.
I was going to say, that was something. I mean, I really don't do it now, but I know what it's like with my friends who have more recently started playing. Is once you've got a site, you just stay there. And for me, and again with Airsoft in the UK, where we have to get the fence, it's almost like you have to stay somewhere for a couple of times a year. Whereas I don't play at the same time more than once or twice a year whenever possible.
Normally, because you get banned.
Twice.
Graham brings out a video and the real origin of clickbait.
Well, that's it. But I like the idea of playing at sites. I don't think every site does everything right. But I also feel if you play at the same site over and over again, things can get stagnant. And especially if you do have the same regulars. Yeah. So I normally say to my friends, I'm like, look, play somewhere else. If you're starting to get bored, agitated, if you go and have a bad day, play somewhere else. If you prefer that, stay there, but come back, bring feedback to your other organizer. And to be fair, every event organizer or site organizer I speak to, they would love for their players to go try somewhere else, come back and just give them feedback. Yeah. Rather than just don't come back. Or just stay there until, you give up Airsoft because you've become bored of it, of kind of the mundane games over and over again. I do think if you travel more, play at more different sites, you probably have a longer time in Airsoft than someone who stays at the same site.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to try a lot.
Unless you're working there, then you don't get a choice.
Well, yeah.
Because Jim's like, I'm at the same site every week.
No. At most, I'm at the same site twice a month.
Twice a month, yeah.
So I think Sarah was going to say something before you so rudely interrupted.
Well, no, actually, I was going to say it's so nice to meet the famous guy Kev. Because I didn't actually know who Kev was until I got a random message from what looked like a troll. And I don't think Kev realised that I was actually going to troll him back harder. So
I was waiting. I love when people troll me. I think it's so amusing.
So no, it's definitely it definitely brightens up my day when you do troll me.
I mean, I don't troll you like that. I just make sure you're
No, I
smiling.
know. I remember the drink I posted, I think, because I'd had a bad day, and I got about 10 different photographs of you in different places with different drinks. I was like, what the hell? Is this like all your holiday photos? Coffee, cocktails, wine.
Yeah.
But no, that was the best trolling. That was my favourite one. But no, I know you don't like famous guy Kev, but that's what I'm going to call you.
I mean, that's what I let people get away with that. It's just like, it is what it is. But I just try to remind people, like, you can talk to me on the field and say hi and things of that nature. You take pictures. Like, if you want to use my gun, here you go. Like, I'm not one of those people that just because of my name, I'm not anybody important. We're all human beings. We're here to have fun.
Exactly.
Keep
saying that, Kev. Keep saying it, and you might believe it.
It's quite interesting because I think you're one of the only, I'll say, YouTubers who goes to sites and then uses rental packages for their videos. And I'm not saying you do every one of your videos.
I do.
But it's so refreshing when I see that, and I'm like, see, you don't have to have, the best of everything and your own stuff to actually have a good day out there. And like you say, some of your content is with rental packages.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I love using rentals, and when people think it's their gun and it's not them, I think that's a problem. Like, no, you actually suck. I don't care how much your gun costs. You suck. I'm just saying.
Well, I think a few people could you be using that advice over here. So has anyone been playing Airsoft this weekend? Obviously, it's bank holiday weekend over here. It's Memorial weekend over in the States. Did anyone get out? Kev again every week?
I mean, I've been out for the past like 3 weeks, like Saturday and Sunday, to just grab content and just talk to people and things of that nature. I mean, Airsoft, I'm going to do a speaking piece on this. Airsoft is one of those things where it's like, people don't know how to just have fun. That's it. That's what it comes back down to. Everybody wants to argue and fight over little things and cry and moan and hurt people. That's the main thing. Hurt people for content. And that's not me. Just want to have fun with people I like.
We will definitely talk about that one in a second, because we have an event which I did show briefly before we went live about a player who did use a rather hot rifle. But just quickly, where were you playing this weekend?
Oh, me. I played at a site in Jersey called Range 14. What they do is any money that's collected, that goes to the military service there. Yep. So we play there. We just provide them. I mean, the owner doesn't keep the money. The person that runs it doesn't keep the money. So it goes to the field there. And I went to another local site. One of my first sites that I played at a year ago called Striker Airsoft. They use the bang bang rule, and it annoys me so much. It annoys me so much. It's 10 feet, but people be 20 feet away, be like bang 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 bang. I'm like, no, please. I'm gonna turn off my camera now. I don't care anymore.
I saw a CQB game earlier on today. I was just watching YouTube, and one of the guys I do not following, he was running around with his pistol, and there was like him and a little kid, and the little kid was like bang bang, and he's like, I called it first. And I'm like, I don't just want to say I would just pull the trigger. Just pull the trigger. Just end the issue.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. Unless you've really got the jump on someone. Like, you're behind them, you got them dead to rights. I mean, anything could happen. The gun could gas out. You could be out of BBs. You could drop the magazine. But at least if you've got them dead to rights, you kind of call it at that. But
yeah,
I see a lot of this bang bang when you're face to face in the States. A lot of your videos, not yours personally, but the YouTubers over there.
I mean, some sites have the surrender or bang bang rule, and I mean, I'll use it if like I have you dead to rights, and I'm like, I don't want to shoot you, I don't want to hurt you. But I mean, other times, if I'm on like going bang, I'm really just gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you and keep it going. But most CQB sites are like that.
Sarah, you play a lot of CQB. Have you had that issue with the bang rule?
Not at all. No, where I play, they don't operate that rule. So if someone's right in front of you, they will shoot you, and I will shoot them back. And
It's almost like that's what you paid for.
At the end of the day, you're there to get shot. You're not there to play like kids and go bang bang and shot you. No. Just if you're going to shoot someone, don't matter how close they are, just do it. Just get on with it. It's a silly rule, and I don't understand why. You're in the wrong sport if you're afraid of pain. I mean, basically,
you could. The thing is, you could say that, but at the same time, you got to be mindful of those people that go out there with the intent to hurt someone.
Yeah.
So it's like you can shoot somebody once or twice, but then you have those people that just like they just unload their trigger finger into somebody until they're just like hit.
Patch
I haven't actually experienced that where I played, but
Okay.
I can imagine it does go on.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Would you say it's probably worse in America then?
No,
I haven't experienced that.
I would say it is. I mean, I would say it is because, you know, these kids running around with their Polar Stars and their Wolverines, and they think that, okay, like after you shoot somebody 7 times, they still won't call their hit. I mean, you got to it's a lot of these people don't have skills. So they're just shooting. They're not really aiming at someone. Like I'm the type of person I like to double tap or triple tap someone just to be sure, because everybody's wearing kit. Everybody's wearing like double layers, triple layers. So sometimes they don't feel it off just 1 shot or 2 shots. So you give them a 3rd shot just to be sure. But these kids just, a lot of times they just unload. Not even just kids. Sometimes it's adults too. And it's just like, why are you doing that? Just shoot them in the leg, something like shoot them where there is no kit. But people don't get that.
See, where I play as well, the full auto thing is not allowed. So where you play in CQB, is it full auto, whatever you like?
No, it's not full auto. But these kids some of them have blade triggers where it's like the paintball triggers. So they're just like fingering it, and it's like, no, you can't. You guys are so inappropriate. So it's not allowed in some places, but some people, you know.
No, definitely not.
Jim,
I've never fingered anyone at this. I don't know what you're talking about.
So it's not quite the question I was going with. For anyone who's not seen a blade trigger, I'll just bring in a photo here. It's not something that we see too common over here, but as you can see, the extended trigger there. It's not really airsoft, let's be fair at this point. Jim, all the years that you've played airsoft, and we've both been at sites when there have been some tempers that go off.
Might have even been mine.
Yeah, maybe. May have been a few times. But have you ever seen a player go off like you may have seen some of these YouTube videos? Because I was going to say I've never seen it go that crazy. Okay, do you want to spill the beans on this one? Unless you're a shooter.
Well,
when you make a sidestep.
So I think like integrity is the word that you have to use in airsoft, and integrity goes both ways in terms of you've got guys that go there to either not take their hits, just be dicks, or be aggressive or whatever, and ruin someone else's day, which I think is just like go fucking bury yourself under a rock somewhere and drink your own piss or whatever it is you want to do, but just don't come to an airsoft game. And I went to one many years ago with one of our previous guests, Heresy Group Richie, where it's just got all day long. Like, you started by, I mean, anyone that turns up to an airsoft site wearing their own jiu-jitsu club T-shirt and just like a pair of shorts, and it's just like standing there with your chest puffed out, trying to act intimidating to people. That was strike one. And then he was just like said something derogatory to us and just trying to take the piss. And it was just like, I don't know you. I don't know what's, I couldn't care less what happens to you. Just fuck off and leave me alone. And it was obvious that this guy was looking for aggro. And then just periodically throughout the day, you'd see him not taking his hits and whatever. And I got to the very, very end of it, and I literally lit him up from maybe 15 feet away. And the thing is, hit him, and he still went, no, he didn't get me. So and I had a shotgun at the time, and I literally threw it at the guy. I was like, you ain't going to fucking take the BB, you're going to take the pot of this fucking shotgun. And we ended up having to be separated because the guy just spent the whole day winding me up. My own fault. Kids that are watching, drink responsibly and don't lose your temper. But you do get people that they're there to cause aggravation and they'll just keep picking until it happens. So I get made to look like an arsehole and probably am anyway, but for rising to the bait sort of thing. No, we don't condone this sort of thing. But at the same time, when you give someone the benefit of the doubt and you've paid to go and play, yep. What gives anyone the right to spoil it for someone else? That guy then offered me out in the car park afterwards, and he was told promptly to fuck off. So again, it sort of proved that guy had gone there with an agenda of, he wanted to cause some aggro and he wanted to prove what a tough guy he was. And I think that's part of the problem with Airsoft is there's a lot of people that want to think they're tough guys and girls, not being sexist. There's some very aggressive women out there. But again, it's like they're the people that won't last 5 minutes in an MMA gym or something like that, and they're just sort of being, I'm going to go to Airsoft because anywhere else I'll get found out as the complete cockwomble that I am. And that really pisses me off. Sorry, I might have digressed there a little bit.
How many Airsoft fights have we seen, especially again, go to YouTube, some of the Airsoft fights where there's a full-blown fist fight going on, and the person with the camera or whatever, rather than joining in or break them up, they're there using their own gun to fire plastic BBs in the direction.
I'm helping. I'm really helping.
Well, they just stand there filming it.
But yeah, I just think that tempers do flare. Like, you put a gun in anyone's hand, they'll instantly become a muppet. I don't care who they are. Everyone will do it at some point while they're playing Airsoft. They'll say the wrong thing. Their temper will flare. It happens to everyone. No one's exempt from it. But it's that whole saying, there's no smoke without fire. And there's a lot of people that go to these sites, and whether it's the posers that want to stand around just to get, Instagram pictures to put on their thing to make them look like, special forces, or whatever it is, and then just cause aggravation in doing it. Like, I'm not in game. Well, you're standing there with a gun. Just get involved or fuck off. Go and live life elsewhere.
I mean, I tell people. No, you're fine. I tell people that you come there, you pay your money to have fun. Like, why are you paying money to fight somebody and waste your time or hurt people? Like, then you find out you get banned, and it's like, now you have nowhere to play. Now you got to find somewhere else. Like, how dumb can you be? But I mean, I get your point.
But do you find that sites in the States are like they are here, where an incident like that will happen and every other site operator knows about it straight away, and players don't realise that the sites do talk to each other when it comes to stuff like this?
I mean, I don't. That doesn't necessarily happen here, but like, because like, I mean, some of the site owners talk to each other, not all of them, but some of them are all on the same page where they know, like, they can identify like certain people, where it's like they'll post something on YouTube, and they post something on YouTube with their information to their Instagram, to their Facebook page. And it's like, okay, I know who this guy is now. I will not let him at the site anymore.
Yeah, that happened to the HP. I can't remember the guy. It's Team Citadel, I think it was.
Oh yeah, everybody talks about that one.
Who were the HPA guys?
Yeah. They got banned from everywhere.
Yeah, who went? Yeah, and then literally, overnight they put that video out. It went absolutely crazy. Yeah. They were mag dumping on people left, right, and center, and that was it. A lot of sites were like, "Nope, not condoning that." A few of them went as far as say, "We're not going to allow HPA because it's been abused on our sites," because obviously it's their sites that are represented in some of these videos.
Yeah,
which is a shame. Sarah, out of interest, what's the worst temper you've seen on the site over the years playing?
I've got to be honest.
Don't say mine.
No, I've got to be honest. Probably my own, because in the early days of me playing CQB, I used to get a proper rage on where I would literally have 2 pistols and just lose the plot and start shooting people almost point blank. So I can even put my hands up and admit I've been a dick in airsoft in the beginning. But no, I mean, I've had some weird experiences where a group of guys turned up to the school and they all had baby dummies around their necks and were and you could tell that they were just out to antagonize and wind up everyone, because the entire time they never took one hit and they left at lunchtime. So it was a really odd experience, but yeah, you could tell that they just come to wind everybody up from the start before they'd even started playing, because everyone was questioning why these guys had dummies. So yeah.
Surely, as a site organizer, when you see that come up and you're standing there at the door and you're taking their money, you must be thinking to yourself, should I just send them home now? Surely there's got to be something at that door where you go, you know what, not today, thanks, lads. Yeah, that's odd. I will say Ross put a comment there earlier on discussing what we said. Ross McCann, thanks for leaving your comment there, pal. It says, I think putting a gun in someone's hands jumps up the existing Muppetry. And I think that's right. We're playing a game, and I don't think it's necessarily the fact it's a gun, but you are playing a physical game, not with each other, but in terms of running around with obviously a gun. But it can happen in any sport, anything where you've got that kind of physical element there and the competitive element there.
There's a thing that I struggle to wrap my head around sometimes, and that is when you get to a site and the safety brief is we don't want people being aggressive. And like, I get what they mean by it. You know, you don't want people throwing punches and windmilling and upsetting everyone. But that's not necessarily being aggressive, and really it's controlled aggression, and it's people being able to use that for the game in the same way as you would in pretty much any sport. You utilize controlled aggression.
You got aggressively tackle in football. I nearly said soccer there because of Kev.
I would have understood the reference.
Aggressively tackle, but it doesn't mean break their legs.
No, exactly. And I think that's where some people get confused. But there is that whole thing of like, you just literally, I don't know what it is about guns, but most people just get one in their hands and suddenly become like caveman logic, where it's like, and just want to.
It's almost like an object of power, isn't it? It's almost like you've become powerful, so you're able to hurt someone else. So you become a dick with a gun. So basically,
careful, this is going to end up a Second Amendment's right episode.
My plastic TA gives me the power.
The thing about that though, like a lot of things people don't know about me is that I like if somebody mag dumps me or tries to be aggressive with me, I know a lot of people around me that would just, take them out or whatever. But my thing is, I'll take a step back, grab their information, call the cops, file a complaint. And like that tarnishes their record. Like I'll get joy out of that. You can't play Airsoft here anymore? That's great. But I'm gonna call the cops and they're gonna, this is gonna be on your record. This is gonna affect your job. Now I'm gonna call your job and tell them what happened because I had my GoPro recording and show them what type of person you are. And the thing is, people don't think that far ahead. Like, I'm going to do this to somebody and I'm going to post it on YouTube, get all these likes and clicks, not realizing like you're giving your information. You're pretty much telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself.
Have you actually done that then? Have you actually called up someone's work?
I mean, no.
Some people did do it, didn't they? There was an event. I won't even name the site because I don't know the exact one, but we have seen people in the States where they have mag dumped on a minor unnecessarily. They mag dumped them.
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't know the term mag dump, it literally just holding the trigger down when you've got a high rate of fire, and just literally shoot someone for just the sheer hell of it, the sheer fun of it.
Yeah.
And the police were involved and they got banned from the site. But not only that, is someone did actually speak to the person's employer. I suppose it's crazy. It's extreme.
People don't think about the consequences.
Yeah, it is extreme. At the end of the day, Airsoft's a game.
Yeah.
But talking, you were just saying there about for the clicks, for the likes, sharing content, making someone look better or worse. Let's talk about something that was in the news this week. since we and the comments have been lighting up here. People saying, "Oh, now they can't get a job because of Airsoft," which
that's the only. I mean, I'm just saying, it's the funniest thing. Like, you shoot me, I always have my camera recording, and if I know you, if I can identify you and get your first and last name, your information's on the internet already. I can just find it. I'm just saying.
So let's just switch this one over. So over the weekend, this video cropped up by Femme Fatale. Now, if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you go over to Instagram and check it out. But this is a video of an upcoming teaser trailer. And it basically, you'll see in this point here, it is a milsim at West Midlands Airsoft, which is also a site here that Kelly marshals at as well. But at a particular point of his time, you'll see her get dragged into a van, and then promptly after, shooting Richie from the Heresy Group in the chest. And the caption along with this video was coming up on the channel, got manhandled at a milsim, dished out some instant karma. Now, fast forward a few hours later. Jim, do you want to set this one up?
Well, I mean, I've been catching some of this stuff, and I do think like Richie's response was quite hilarious. I mean, I did briefly speak to him about it, and I just sort of said, well, you know, it shows that when you take your hits, so there's no problem there. But like the bit I didn't get, and it's very difficult with these videos, and something we were talking about before we started the show was that, you know, there's always two sides to every story, and you only see one side of it. And to me, it showed that Kelly was hit, and then after she was hit, she was re-engaging people from the vehicle. Now that to me looked like she was in the wrong. And then,
just say before you go into it, that's kind of what Richie said in this post, because he put the post up here just to say, I thought I'd treat this post as a joke, much like some of the footage that's been going around from the West Midlands Airsoft milsim, when a player within the community uploads a limited footage to glorify themselves dishing out karma, when actually the fact is they've broken rules and shot people while dead. So I just wanted to specify what Richard said there before you go into your thoughts on that one, just in case anyone was slightly confused.
Well, I mean, like I say, there is clearly two sides to every story, and you know, this is it's teaser clickbait, and that's part of the problem. You know, it doesn't show the full story. It doesn't show what happened in the 2 minutes, the 5 minutes, the 20 minutes between getting bundled into the back of a van, which I don't really count as being manhandled. I mean, that's a little bit dramatic. And if you're playing milsim events, expect it to be a bit sort of, you know, a bit rougher than that. I mean, I've been dragged about and all sorts.
Man, prison position.
Yeah, and I accept that as part and parcel of it. So I wouldn't sort of then put a video up complaining about it, and then to sort of say it's karma is a bit fucking childish, really. You know, it's like you're playing a game, you're going to get hit, you're going to hit the other person. It's not karma, it's the fucking game. Stop being, you know, that to me it came across as sour. And then the other bit, and I'll shut up in a sec, but it was then when people started making those comments were then getting deleted from that video for various different reasons. But I kind of thought that was sort of, well, again, why are you doing this? Is it for something good, or is this just to get likes and, you know, be clickbaity? And I just
be clickbaity.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I'll cut across to our 4 cameras here. What's everyone's thoughts? Obviously, yes, the comments were deleted on that. The thumbnail of the photo was obviously of Richie. Yeah, is she using Richie's face there as a way of clickbait? And obviously, that it was of Richie. Would it have the same impact if it was just of any player? I wonder, because there's no doubt about it that this image and this video is going to have a lot more hype to it now than it would have if it wasn't Richie and nobody had kind of responded. because there's no doubt. I mean, a lot of his drama has kind of picked up after Richie's responded. Don't jump all in at once.
We're just all seeing you slightly out of focus now, Graham.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Look.
It's a little bit off-putting. Blurry Graham's not a happy Graham.
So what are you thinking? Is this going to be... is this clickbait?
It's clickbait.
It's
clickbait.
Sorry, go on, Kev. Go on.
No, call it what it is. Clickbait. Clickbait. I mean, she's trying to get views. I mean, she showed snippets of everything that didn't actually happen, but she showed stuff that would get people's views and get them to comment and things like that. That's literally what it is. Clickbait. And then when you actually watch the video, you'll probably be like, "This shit is boring. This shit is so boring." And then you get to the part where it actually happened, and you're just like,
"There's just no context to it." It's just.
Yeah. In actual fact, she did post up a video on her Facebook page just after the event, but it was literally from one camera, which was looking at her, and we didn't see who it was. She didn't mention who it was, and nobody seemed to kick off at that point. I don't know if anybody did behind the scenes, but it was only when Richie was shown to look like a fool that everyone suddenly kicked off. And I think it's that culture of making someone look like an idiot. Whether they were or weren't, it seems to be a culture in Airsoft. Oh, look at him, he's an idiot, or she's an idiot, or whatever. And I think there is a culture of making people look like an idiot in Airsoft.
I think it's for her to post a video and not show who it was, that people probably are thinking, "Oh, I remember that area, but I don't know if I was involved in that particular whatever was happening." Because I've had videos of, recently had a video posted of me that somebody thought it was me, but it was somebody else completely. And if you look at my camera angle, it's like, oh yeah, Kevin was not involved in that. That's crazy.
Was that famous guy Kev instead then?
Sorry, just to jump in on that, because I didn't see that other video. So if you've got enough time to set up a camera looking at you and have a camera looking at someone else, you're staging something. In my humble opinion, is that like, I just kind of feel like, why I don't have enough time at an airsoft site to fucking look in the right direction, let alone have time to set up cameras and fucking like you try and lay in an ambush on someone and it's like, hang on a second, I've just got to set my lighting up first, and like I don't know, I find it really, really weird. It's just like, what are you there? And I'm not just aiming this at Kelly, because that would be really easy just to single one person out on it, because it's that there are loads of them that are like it, and then there are some really good gameplay footage videos that get buried because the clickbait greatly outweighs it on all the platforms that it's being viewed on. And I just think that's really fucking. It's just wrong. There's the karma problem.
Yeah, the video is not on there now. I can't see it. So yeah, that is gone. Everything to say. But I mean, is this clickbait going to cause any harm? Because I think a lot of the clickbait is when the video doesn't actually tell you what it is. Obviously, the fact is that this is going to be one person's opinion, one person's story. It could be very well edited to make it look better. I mean, we've seen Matt the Musketeer's videos where he does 30 kill streaks, where actually it's just very clever editing.
Because you guys could identify who it was, that's probably what made it a bigger deal.
Yeah, than
it actually should be. But I mean, Kicking Mustang, he does things like that where he posts a picture of somebody and it's a cheater person. Clean Shot does it. I mean, Clean Shot even faked one. So I mean, I guess it's a common practice by you guys.
So I said this on one of our previous shows, and I know that there was a few sort of private messages that went around after accusing me of being a bit of a prick about it. And I don't give a fuck. So please feel free to send your complaints to anyone else that gives a shit. But if you are a quote unquote influencer, or someone that people are looking up to, I feel that you have a responsibility to not do stuff like that. because otherwise you are condoning bad behavior, or you're encouraging bad behavior by the fact that you need that for people to pay attention to you. You know, or I'd like to see someone put something fucking positive out for a change. You know, of like, oh, I went up and shook this guy's hand. I literally only subscribed tonight, mate. I will go back and watch watch your videos to look for the positivity. You know? but I mean, again, like, I haven't watched every single Airsofters YouTube channel, but I would probably argue that you are a lone voice in being someone that's putting more positive out than negative. Whereas I get fed up with a lot of videos that are just, oh, look, I caught this cheater out. And it's like, did you? It really looked like a BB past that person, And just because you put a little hit cursor on it and make it look like someone's hit it, and then you've used a bit of audio from an earlier bit that you've overlapped, I mean, it's like, oh, you're Steven fucking Spielberg. I don't give a fuck about that, And I've literally, but I won't say who it was because he'll just get fucking butthurt and start crying like a little bitch. But I've been at an event where I saw two very prolific people, one of which had me dead to rights. Could have literally dropped me way before, and got dropped by someone that was with me. And it was like, it doesn't show that in the video. Doesn't show that at all. And it's just like, it implies that they never get hit, so they must be that good.
I'll jump in here and I'll bite, so to say, on this one. Because I understand what you're saying. And if they were saying this is a factual video and a documentary of my day on Airsoft, I'd get the fact that, you'd go, hang on a minute, you weren't hit once. But there is a level of entertainment. And I don't think there's any harm in watching a video where someone goes on a crazy killing streak, if that is what the video is about, if that is the purpose, if that's the tempo of the video. I don't see harm in that. It'd be different if, a YouTuber was so adamant on capturing, or any Airsoft player was so adamant on capturing the right footage, they ignore their hits while they're playing and just like, I don't care, and they're going to keep going on. I really struggle to have any problem with actually watching someone edit it to fuck so that it is actually a seamless bit of content. But I suppose that's where my level of entertainment is different to others. And it's not to say that I care about clickbaity content, because I'll watch the YouTuber and I don't care about the thumbnail. I don't care about the video. The ones I subscribe to, I'll watch the content. I'll leave a comment just for the fun of it, or to ask them a question, whatever.
But like I say, is if you're an influencer and you are, quote unquote, like so many of them fucking say, it really drives me nuts when it's like, well, I'm only trying to get more people into the sport. What, like using cheater videos? That really, like, the logic doesn't add up to me. It's just like, maybe I'm retarded, and I am, but
so that's cheater videos are a different element than so much on the entertainment, aren't they? Because that is the bit that gets people into the content. If you look at the more popular ones, it's a cheater video maybe like 8 minutes into. The rest of it isn't about a cheater. But that's the part they focus on to get people into that one, which I get. That's the problem.
Again, I'll just quickly ask one question and I'll shut up because no one wants to hear me. But do you think that there are more people cheat calling on sites now than there used to be because of this trend of cheater videos? And everyone's like, well, I know you were cheating. I've got a GoPro. Like if I've heard that once, I've heard it 100 times. And I'm not saying everyone that wears a GoPro calls people out as cheats. I'm not saying that at all. But it's like the fact that we all laughed means that we've all seen it happen, and then you just kind of go, right, let's watch it back. No, it doesn't show anything. Doesn't show that. But, that guy was way out of range of you or whatever it was.
My thing is, I don't like calling people out for hits. Like, I mean, my thing is, though, is like, if I'm shooting you, and like you turn around and try to shoot me, I'm going to tell you, like, I shot you first. I just want you to know that. And a lot of people want to trade and this. I'm like, to avoid an argument, I'm like, okay, trade, go back to spawn, come right back in. But a lot of people are just like wearing GoPros. They think, oh yeah, I have it all on my footage. Like you got like a hero too. I doubt you do. I doubt the quality's good, but okay. we'll just go back to spawn. My thing is I don't want to start an argument. I just keep it moving. Like, let's just both go back to spawn and keep it going.
It's surely it's just not worth the time.
Yeah.
Someone's actually just in the comments here. Michael's just saying he's had it once where the guy's got to show me the footage and then apologized when he was wrong. I mean, it almost feels like
does that not come from the culture though? I'm not saying any one individual is to blame for it, but we're getting a toxic culture of this sort of behavior because of it. It is whether the Kelly and Kicking Mustang and all these other people that we've mentioned already, and I'm not again singling people out, I'm just using them as an example, that they can turn that tide. They can come away from those videos. No. It's really easy for them to say, well, don't just have a go at me, but they're the ones that as influencers are responsible in the same way that I'm on here, bit of a fool. I'm still responsible for everything I say and I do, and I will take whatever I say and do, for what it is. And it's like, if you want to come and have a grown-up conversation about it, we can do that.
Yeah.
But let's not have it all out on social media, and let's not do it to basically create an agenda where I will get more likes, I will get a bigger social media presence, and then I will use that to my advantage. Because that's really what's happening.
But is this the problem? Isn't so much as you're thinking that the problem could lie with the creators, where actually it's more about the system. If YouTube,
the responsibility lies with the creators because they are the content creators, and they've got to have an understanding of how they are either changing the culture or could change the culture against that tide of what we're currently in.
YouTube, if it wasn't them, it'll be the next person. And that's the problem you've got, is that while the system rewards it, and I get the problem. I get what you're saying, but while the system rewards it, it's kind of, it'd be stupid not to.
But I mean, obviously, that's the thing. Kev's here, and again, we joked beforehand that you're actually penalised by the system for not putting those sort of content out, and you just rather create something positive, which is,
I just like to create something entertaining that's not clickbaity, that's not cheater videos, that's just actual content of me having fun airsofting and other people having fun airsofting. That's pretty much it.
And why is that not enough? That's it, I'm out.
I mean, some people want more from it. Again, some people want to make YouTube a job, a career. You can have fun. I mean, I have a job that pays me well, so I don't care.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
For $1.99, you too can become an anti-cheat detector all in one. Sponsored by AimCam, but not really. Sorry, just felt the need to grab that. A few people were in the comment section. Just want to highlight this earlier, saying that we didn't get the facts from the full video earlier on with Kelly. This isn't particularly targeting Kelly. It's just something that literally happened right now. We're not asking if Kelly's right or if Rich is right. What we're talking about is the situation of, does a video like that get more clicks because it's with two influencers who are known, that it doesn't tell a full story, that there was a little bit of drama that kicks up after that. And beyond the clickbait of drama between potential personalities, what about the drama from intentionally hurting a player? Now, this one came up today, and there's no real crazy here. You watch Facebook will go, oh, you're showing bad content, but there's a welt here today. And this is from Gunsmithy or Mark, who got shot over the weekend by a rifle that clocks in at 7.2 joules. And if you're not familiar, in the UK, we do have a legal limit, which is basically about a third of that. Now, this mark here, it's not a huge mark, you'd say, but it was actually for a T-shirt, for a leaf suit, through your webbing, and still left that mark. And has kind of got a little bit worse now the next day. And while the person who took the shot here, we're not saying that they are a YouTuber, but are we seeing more players either, one, going there with the intention to cause harm, or two, going out there recording videos with, I don't want to say the hope of, but with the spin of someone has got hurt, whether it's where they're crying, whether it's that they got a tantrum, whether it's that they, nearly lost an eye, as you see videos. What's everyone's take on this?
Somebody got, I don't know. That hurt. That looked like it hurt.
My experience has been pretty good, actually, because if someone knows that I don't know why they did it in the first place, but if someone knows that they've hurt me or hit me too close or hit me in a place that I don't really want to be hit, afterwards they've always come up to me and apologized. So that's always been my experience. I've never had anybody actually or seen actually someone just out to hurt people randomly. So I can't really comment on my own experiences. So Kev, what do you think?
I mean, I haven't had an experience like that where I say sorry no matter what. Sometimes I say sorry way too much in my videos, because it's like sometimes I'm moving way too fast and I'm just shooting people and keeping it moving, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so close, and I just keep going. But like, I've never been in a situation like that.
Have you seen players out there intentionally hurt you? Especially, with the States, we see a lot of mag dumping videos.
I mean,
they're not out there for fun. Not for their fun. That is out. Surely you're out there to cause pain, and that is the enjoyment you're getting from a move like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is whenever I encounter something like that, I always hear other stuff in the background, like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up, this, that, and the third. Like, people are ready to fight, and I'm like, no, not today. Stop it. Let's be friends. I'll buy you snacks. And then it's just like everybody. I mean, it's just like, again, you pay to have fun, not pay to ruin other people's enjoyment. And then I don't know. People are dumb. That's what it comes down to. People don't think about consequences. Just come out there and just hurt people. It's just terrible.
Jim, what's your thoughts? Players out there intentionally trying to cause pain?
I think, again, I sort of said at the beginning of the show that there's definitely seems to be people that have got the wrong agenda for coming to play Airsoft. And I don't get it. I like people that you play against and it gets really, really hard fought, and you get to turn around at the end of it when you're all back in the safe zone and go, oh man, that was you. That was really cool. We had a really good laugh, and that was great fun. Or you shot me in the dick. You're an arsehole, but well done, because it's my own fault that I got shot in the dick. So like that sort of stuff, I don't have a problem with pain. I have a problem with stupidity. I have a problem with people that are blind firing, dangling guns over things that they shouldn't, deliberately going outside the rules just to get an edge. And like, again, I don't know anything really about what happened with what happened to Hutch. That I mean, yeah, it's just a bad situation. That there's always that integrity problem of people that go to a site, and HPA users do get blamed the worst for this. But again, it's a technology issue that hasn't really been dealt with properly, where it's like, oh, I can change the FPS of my gun. I can up it. Or they know that they deliberately cheat the system in the morning by using different weights of BBs, and oh no, I'm only using 0.2s and they're using like 4.8s just to get under the radar. And it's difficult to out those people, other than site owners, when incidents like this happen, to turn around and say, you're not welcome here. Money is not more important than everyone else's safety, because we'd be all talking we'd all be outraged if that was a face shot and that was through his eyebrow.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
That I've chatting with someone who's actually got the same rifle, and it is the problem with that rifle is it's unregulated CO2. So this rifle, from what I can see and what's been told, is it chronoed in the morning fine, but it is a CO2, so you change the bulb. It's chronoed fine in the morning, and then after Hutchie got shot like that, they re-chronoed it, and they couldn't get it below 5 joules, which again is more than double the power limit.
So and snipers, because come on, once again, sniper rifles.
There are really unregulated sniper rifles. let's be fair. Hey, don't take it away yet. From there.
Because of that one person's actions, none of you can be trusted. I'm sorry, that's the way it should be.
and I think that something like that applies to kind of like the whole group, in my opinion, because like if you're playing with someone and you see him intentionally hurting people and you don't say anything, you're part of the problem. And for you not to say anything, you need to be need to be removed as well, because you're just letting it happen. It doesn't make sense. Like if you said something like, "Yo, relax. I see you hurting people. We're friends and whatnot, but you got to stop that." But no, you're not doing that. You're intentionally allowing them to keep doing what they're doing. So all of you got to go.
Well, and also if you've got a mate that's like that, just stop inviting him to come out.
Yeah.
Because he's probably the one that can't drive. You know? Stop giving him lifts.
No, it's like that video I posted in the chat with the whole mag dumping. That's somebody from the West Coast. He goes by Demo. Most people know him by with Speed QB and Speedsoft stuff. I've chatted with him a couple times. He does get mag dumped like just because like people want to say I mag dumped this airsoft celebrity and I put it on YouTube. And they put it on YouTube with their information. Like, okay, so now the site can look you up, grab your picture from social media, whatever, and put you up. Like, and that's the thing. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
That illustrates exactly what I was talking about, and the culture shift of now you've got people that are deliberately going out to just get a ranking, you know, on a social media platform, or to say that they got someone who's got a bit of notoriety. You know, I mean, it's just like.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've just seen the video there. Yeah, literally someone is putting a video of them boasting that they've mag dumped on a different player, another player.
Yep.
That's quite extreme. Ricardo puts a great comment into the comment section there. If you still believe ode shooting is a tech issue, you're still living in 2007. And that couldn't be any truer, really. This is the problem, isn't it? It's always an end user issue. Now, obviously, this rifle is somewhat different in the fact that it's an unregulated rifle, which again is one of the reasons why that they really shouldn't be on site like that. But yeah, all of these mag dumping issues, HPA issues, cheating issues, it's got nothing to do with the game. It's all to do with the players there.
Well, I think it's not just a user issue; it's a user responsibility issue. And people have got to realise, in the same way that Kev said at the beginning about, you know, people that put stuff on Facebook, you know, either or YouTube calling people out or creating drama, is that you are responsible for what you put out, and you are and like I said, you have to apply that to the bigger names as well. That you are responsible for it, and you need to take responsibility for it. You can't just plead ignorance after the fact, or just delete the comments, or remove the video and think that all is right with the world.
That is not right. Seriously.
That's for anyone who's listened to the podcast going, what is going on? Just showing off the video there with the mag dump on that player. Yeah.
That is just all kinds of wrong, that is.
Yeah. They just unload the entire mag. Yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody, you should get mad. Like, that's literally assault right there.
Yeah.
Kind of fighting after that.
Yeah, that is quite crazy. I never heard of the guy until you mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it does seem to be definitely more of a stateside thing for you guys. But saying that, I mean, we've got a few YouTubers in the UK who have been targeted. We've got people that were hunting for them on days, and we've spoken to people before in the past. And we spoke to Tim and Richie. You know, when a player makes a very odd calculated move to open up unnecessarily, it's kind of like, well, is it because they're an influencer or a YouTuber or got some sort of presence that follows them, which makes players kind of forget reason and just want to have those boasting rights, which is a shame. I know we've been to some events like that, but yeah, that in that video there, the guy was actually on the same team.
Yeah,
which I think is a whole new level at that point.
just a dick move.
Yeah.
It is.
And I think it'd be interesting to see what that site's reaction was to all of that. Whether they took that as a kind of like, right, no, you can't be trusted. You're not coming back. Your money's no good here.
I mean, there's another video where the kids actually record themselves shooting him and then running out the back into their cars and drive off.
Oh my God.
That's the video I was trying to look for and give to you, but I mean, I can't find it.
Oh my God.
It gets that bad sometimes.
Wow.
I've seen that in the States done to a referee. It just seems, like I say, I don't think it would be even remotely allowed over here. There's always threats over here from people going, we'll get police involved and stuff like that happens. And I've never actually seen any site go that far yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if it was to ever happen, I mean, we may be waiting several hours for them to turn up. That's maybe the deterrent in itself of why we never want to get that far.
I'm sorry, so you got shot with a toy gun?
Yeah.
And why are you I'm sorry, we're not sending out the police for this. That would be the emergency response to that, I think. You paid how much to go and play? What? Grow up. Was a child hurt? No, then we're not interested.
12-year-old shot me and my iPro broke.
I mean, that's a scary thing that you have to get outside people in to deal with something that happens on site. And I mean, I think that sometimes speaks more of the site and the way it's marshaled than it does of the culture as well. It's sort of, are these sort of things allowed to happen? Because ultimately people just are like, got his walk on money. I don't care. Go do what you want. I've definitely been to sites that are like that. So,
yeah, I was going to say, does some of this attitude come down to the site owners? Even when it comes with influencers, at the end of the day, site owners have control of what's going on. Whether it's, it's laying out the rules more appropriately, just following up with some of the drama that's going on. I mean, we spoke about Clean Shot earlier when he did create that content after the games had finished or whatever, and the site owner went out their way to find out the situation to clear it up. Is that something we're going to have to start seeing instead? And then why would a site owner want to hunt through potentially hours of content just to find the situation?
My thing is, I think that's a good site owner, because once you see something like that about your site, you're just like, okay, now I need to find this person. Now I need to ban them, or now I need to find out what actually happened. And when the person that created the content is like, oh yeah, that's my person. Now it's just like, you just made my site look bad, because now people think there's cheaters here. Now they don't want to come here. So it's just like, I'm happy for site owners that actually do the work and watch YouTube videos. That's why I appreciate Glenn, the general manager for Strikeforce South. He actually sits there and watch videos posted from the weekend for Strikeforce South, and just like, okay, this is good. Okay, I remember this person, and he actually plays on the field. So that kind of shows you like he actually cares, versus other sites that don't care, that don't actually do that work to get rid of the toxic players.
Yeah, like I say, I can see some site owners doing it in the UK. I just can't see it being one of the, I suppose the big thing is if it comes from a big influencer or someone that's kind of viral, semi-viral, however you want to say it, that's when a site owner starts looking into content. I do know, I don't want to mention any site owners in case they go, oh, I don't want people knowing. But I do know a few site owners that do go through their, let's say, their home influencers to make sure that actions taken hold of, whether it's just telling them to look, you need to calm it down a bit, or it's a case of, look, we're going to have a word with this player because we've seen it cropping up time and time again. Or don't come back again. We've seen the way you're treating other players on the field, which has happened before. When a player decides to open up on someone and take it out on them, it's time to tell them to not come back.
I think that used to be something that used to happen a lot more regularly many years ago over here. You would know that people were getting banned, and again, it's a small community, but I don't see it as much anymore. and the behaviour seems to be 10 times worse than what it used to be. But
yeah,
again, that's just my 2 penneth worth. Anyway, but thanks very much for coming on the show, Kev. Really appreciate you taking the time out and to
watch my videos.
I would say, yeah, you've got one new subscriber there from Jim. But do you want to tell everyone how they can find you or where they should find you?
I'm on YouTube. Search Random Guy Kev, all one word. Random Guy Kev. Instagram is RGK_Airsoft. Yeah.
And I just want to say, if you are new to Random Guy's content, I highly recommend. I should quickly share this video. Let's make sure I get the right one. Dizzy Bat with the. If you want something that's really fun, really silly, you must remember the Dizzy Bat games where you basically put a bat down and basically run around it 20 seconds and then try and not fall over. That's basically what Kev does here with his friend. They run around and they have to load up a master mic and shoot at each other, which, that's the type of fun and banter of the videos. Obviously, you've got a lot of gameplay videos, you've got reviews, you've looked at the Polar Star offices. So yeah, definitely recommend checking that channel out for sure. And I will say keep it up, and it's fun content. It's no clickbait, which is why you need more subscribers.
Yeah, I try not to have clickbait. You know what? Let me do something controversial. Call somebody out. I won't do that. I won't do that though.
So guys, yeah, definitely check out RandomGuyKev. If you want to follow Sarah, where should everyone go?
I am on Instagram at _tacticwin, and I'm also on Twitter at the same name.
Wow, how's the world over at Twitter nowadays?
Busy. Lots of moany people complaining about everything, from how often bins are collected to, I don't know, how's your cat,
Jim, what about you? Where can people find out for more ramblings from the grandfather of Airsoft?
Determined to make that stick, aren't you? Although I've got more grey hair at the moment, it's terrible. Yeah, it's at Platoon Jim on Instagram, where people can call me a hypocrite, as I have been tonight. I won't mention the person's name because you're not worth the time of day, but go fuck yourself. And
teeth in there at the front of that sentence.
And you can obviously, as I said at the beginning of the show, go to iTunes and download our previous episodes, and you can hear more of my ranting there if you really want it. I'm going to bring out a motivational CD later. Well, not CD, You can
get it on VHS.
It's coming back, I've told you.
That's your memory, yeah? The Alzheimer's is going. Guys, find out more from me at airsoftnation.uk, or if you're already watching here on Airsoft Nation, YouTube or Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Kev, once again for joining us. Last minute hero of the hour to join us on the stream. And we'll see you again next week, 8 p.m. on Airsoft Nation. Oh, Airsoft Radio. God.
Oh my God. He forgot about you guys.
See you next week.